Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, what's the worst sport to play naked?
Also, the new surefire way to get out of trouble with your wife. And more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Good day. Welcome to Wednesday on the show. Of course, that means Battle of the Buzz action. Coming up here in about an hour. New music from Apollo Ltd. and 21 Pilots. It's going to be good. Stick around for that. Help us choose a champion today. Hello, Isaiah.
Hi there.
Let me tell you, Isaiah, my neighborhood right now is in disarray.
It's a mess, huh?
It's a mess. Not that it normally is array, but it is real bad right now. Everything topsy-turvy, all torn up. We have happening simultaneously, and I don't know if this was premeditated or not, but we have an electric company, a internet company putting in new, internet everywhere, for the whole neighborhood. Supposedly, I'll just say it, it's AT&T. They're putting in fiber. Supposedly, that's, I guess, good news. But they're tearing everything up to do it. Meanwhile, all of the streets are also about to get repaved. The first step to repaving the streets is digging up all the curbs, taking all the curbs out and redoing, the entire connection between people's yards and the road.
Oh, you're getting a whole redo.
Yeah, a complete redo.
They're not patching things up.
No.
They're whole new road.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is when it's done. But in the meantime, right now, I can't park in my driveway. And Isaiah, we have a moat. You ever wondered what it's like to have a moat, from medieval times?
So now you have, because you don't have a curb anymore.
Yeah. I mean, they've dug it up. There's a trench between my house that I have to jump over between my house and the street.
Did you feel the streets were bad?
In certain stretches, yes.
As you complained.
They're pretty bad. I complained about this is funny. I complained about at the end of my driveway on the connection part.
Oh, where the moat is now?
Yeah, where there's now a moat. I complained a while ago because there was a big pothole there, and the city came out and surveyed it, and they said that was my responsibility.
Boom.
And now so I never filled it because I was like, that's ridiculous. This is part of the sidewalk or whatever. And now it is theirs. I'm glad I didn't fill it because it just would have. Now it's gone. It's completely gone, which leads me to my next point. I feel very bad for my neighbor that spends a lot of time gardening. It's her thing. She might be retired, but nevertheless, she spends a lot of time outside gardening. And in the process of digging up this moat, they've also dug up everyone's mailboxes. And around her mailbox was so many flowers that it's springtime. She just planted them. They're gone.
Sounds like a bad plan. Bad timing.
I don't know what happened.
They had to have given them to her.
Maybe I didn't see.
They probably put her in her yard or something.
I don't know.
They didn't just throw away her flowers.
I saw her, and this is not an exaggeration. She was sobbing.
She was crying?
Yeah. Because they didn't give anybody, they gave it a couple days notice. And I started seeing people down the street. I looked it up. I was like, what's going on? And I couldn't find anything about it online. And then 2 days later, we get this notice. And then 2 days later, we have a moat. So.
At least you're getting new streets.
Yeah, faster internet, maybe. I don't
even
know if it applies to me or not. But in the meantime, disarray.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
The password sharing crackdown by streaming services. It seems now that Max is going to join in on the fun. In a recent speech, J.B. Perrette, who is the Warner Brothers Discovery head of global streaming and games, says that that Max is going to start cracking down on password sharing probably sometime late this year.
Feels as if that's where everybody's going. I'm not surprised by this. It's following Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Did we really think that Max was going to leave these dollars on the table?
It's only a matter of time.
Not.
Yeah. And so now we just wait for Peacock and Paramount Plus to get in on the action too. And I guess maybe Amazon Prime Video as well. And here's the key, a key quote from JB Perrette from Max, that Netflix has implemented it extremely successfully. It's not just with all of the complaining that many of us are doing about the password sharing crackdown. As far as like if you're viewing it as a company, Netflix, it's worked out wonders for them. So why would other companies not follow in their footsteps? It's not like Netflix has seen a big downturn in subscribers or consumer satisfaction or anything like that. So why would every other company not follow?
The issue now is you weren't the first one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Max should have done it first because you know what happens now.
What's that?
Everybody already got Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Like the password sharing crackdown has happened.
Yeah.
So you've been cut off.
Yeah.
So if you get cut off of one, you'll still password share HBO Max and Peacock and all those, but you'll buy Netflix.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one. And then, Disney Plus did it too. Okay, am I going to buy Disney Plus? Because I can no longer access my parents' account.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, I'll buy that one. By the time that we get to Max, we've already been through Hulu, Netflix, and Disney Plus, where you might have had to buy those.
Yeah.
Now that you're the fourth one, you're the one that gets cut.
Yeah, people have a limited amount that they can spend, clearly, and the password sharing crackdown, maybe they're like, well, I can stretch a little bit. Yeah, I can afford my own Netflix. But yeah, once that's already happened with several of the streaming services that you were used to having, at some point, the tough decisions have to be made. I was thinking about this, and I understand it makes sense that companies don't want to have people sharing passwords, even though at the same time, it's like if I'm paying for something, what is it their business who I give it to? With so many other instances of stuff, once you pay for something, you can share it. You can do whatever you want with it. That's not the way it works with streaming services. But I think just the way they cut down on it, I guess I'm at the bargaining stage of grief, because I just feel like maybe they just could be a little less extreme. Like Netflix is very extreme, where I can't share my password and vice versa with people out of the state that I don't see often. But what if it's not about where you live, but it's just like if you actually know the password. So then if you're using your ex's Netflix, your ex's Max, yeah, you're not going to ask them for the password. Once you're cut off, you're cut off. But like if it's somebody that's your friend, that's your family, and they want to give you the password, yet again, that's their business.
But that's not how it works, though. In so many other instances, it doesn't work that way. Like gym memberships, you can't just go to my gym and be like, I know its PIN number. I get to work out here too.
Yeah.
It's same thing for any membership like that. Like if you think about any online gaming membership, if you have online, if you shared that password with everybody, then nobody would have to buy Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Because everybody could sign into it. So I understand where they're coming from. It stinks for us because we've been cheating this whole time.
Yeah.
And so we're so used to cheating, but the fact is we've been cheating.
Yeah. But we haven't been cheating because it wasn't against the rules. But now it is. It does feel like, though, now I'm finally starting to come around on the people that are like, this digital media stuff is a scam. You should actually buy that. But then I could only watch like 5 things that I bought, and I'd have to watch them over and over again. And that would also suck. So we're just stuck.
And there are people,
scenario.
This is the other crazy thing, there are people that have been paying for all of these.
Yeah.
There are people that don't password share. They don't have friends that have Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus. And so they've been doing it the right way the whole time. And so if you want to do it too, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what all the streaming services have to learn is that they can't all crack down on this because we can't all afford all of them. And I feel like Max is one of the first ones that's going to learn that. Useless Knowledge is next.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Did you ever swim with stingrays?
No.
Doesn't it intrigue you at all?
Not even a little. Stingrays, scary animal.
They're not that scary, though.
Fish are scary to me.
Oh, okay. You're just afraid of fish.
I don't really mess with fish too much. And stingrays, 100% now.
So you never done the thing where you go to like an aquarium or whatever and you can touch the stingrays?
Never touched a stingray. I've been there where I could do that.
Yeah.
No touchy touch.
I don't like the smell in there.
I don't touch.
The smell is the worst part because I've done the thing where you touch the stingrays, and I've even fed the stingrays. It's a nice experience. And now, I don't know if anywhere else does this, but it's new at Zoo Tampa in Tampa, Florida, where they are now allowing people to buy tickets to swim with stingrays. You get like 20 minutes in the water with stingrays. And they say that the reason they're doing this, I don't know if it works the way they're hoping it will, but they're saying that they're trying to make stingrays seem less scary. So by letting people get in the water with them and see that they're not going to harm them, then hopefully people like you will be less afraid of stingrays.
Apparently, stingrays not nearly as dangerous as they sound. Obviously, when you think stingray scary, you think Steve Irwin.
Of course.
But let me debunk this.
Yeah.
Since 1945, less than 17 people have died by stingray.
That's, I like those odds.
Shocking numbers there.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, a lot, even though they're called stingrays, I think many of the ones, particularly probably the ones you'd be swimming with, don't do any stinging. That is, they just have that long pointy tail, but it's just for show.
Spiders aren't dangerous to me either.
Mm-hmm.
They still creep me out in my house. Stingrays very similarly, and they're bigger.
Yeah, and even with a spider, you don't have to pay $59.99 to have one around, and that's what you do have to pay.
It's like rubbing up against my leg. I don't know if I want that.
I'm not saying I would pay to do this with the stingrays because that's a lot. $60 for 20 minutes with the stingrays, and I'm not afraid of stingrays. What am I going to get out of this? I'm not going to conquer a fear. I also don't love them that much that I will be in awe. So it's not for me, but it is something they're offering, and it is an interesting offering considering, even though it was years ago, the Steve Irwin situation.
So stingray's not doing it for us. What about dolphins? Swimming with dolphins, that do more for you?
It sounds more fun, but also more problematic because dolphins are intimidating. Because I've heard stories. The only story for stingrays is Steve Irwin. That's it. Dolphins, lots of stories, lots of bad things I've heard about the dolphins, and it's not just dangerous because they could kill you, but dangerous because they get a little too friendly. I've seen that episode of King of the Hill. I know what happens.
What?
With some of the dolphins. You got to watch out. Got to watch out for the dolphins. That's all I'm saying.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, RadioU.
New music from 21 Pilots. Their brand new song, Overcompensate. Also new music from Apollo LTD queued up and going head to head. Can they pull off the upset? That's going to be for you to decide. Battle of the Buzz. Less than 15 minutes away here on Radio U. Yesterday, a team that is currently known as the Oakland Athletics of Major League Baseball unveiled a first look, some renderings of their new stadium that they plan on building. They plan on making the move to Las Vegas sometime here soon. Isaiah, you got to take a look at these pictures. They seem to not be very well received online. The response, not that great. What do you think about them?
They look similar to out in Australia, Sydney.
Yeah.
I don't know what that thing's called.
That's the Opera House. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It looks just like that.
It does.
But just like a higher tech version of it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. I was looking at this, and admittedly, in baseball, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist and a little bit of a snob, I feel, when it comes to baseball stadiums. This is not traditional by any means, but it is a cool stadium. It looks like it's indoors, which makes sense. It's at Las Vegas, trying to play baseball games outside in the summertime. That's lunacy. So it's indoors. It has what would be the biggest Jumbotron in baseball. The Jumbotron, it's basically like an IMAX screen. It goes over the entire outfield. And the stadium itself, if you were sitting behind like home plate or really anywhere in the stadium except for the outfield, it all it all has a picturesque view of the Strip in Las Vegas behind it.
Because it's like indoor, but it's outdoor.
Yeah, it's indoor, but like one whole side of it is just a window, a giant window. And then the covering is the Sydney Opera House style arches, the multiple arches that go over. You got to take a look at the pictures. We can send them to you if you want at 877-2-RADIO-U. But I don't get to the... I understand why people are upset about the move. I feel like the if you follow along a little bit with baseball and the ownership of the A's and stuff, it does feel like they've done the fans in Oakland dirty. But that said, if this is going to be a new MLB stadium, this is going to be awesome, and it's going to get people wanting to go to a game because it looks so cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome, and I think too, a lot of people are hating on this, and I think the reason is because baseball has always been kind of like an old-time baseball feel.
Yeah.
A very traditional sport, but so people are complaining because they think this looks too techy, too AI, too futuristic. But realistically, baseball, if you guys think the old-time feel is so great, which I'm for, I love baseball.
Yeah.
I love my Guardians. I love the Cleveland Guardians, but at the same time, that old-time feel is the same thing that's killing baseball every day. You guys you have not been the same thing that you were 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So all of our old-time baseball feely fans, where are you at? You're not watching games.
Yeah.
So you're not making us any money.
Yeah,
you're not making us any money. So what is this doing? Attracting a younger fan base.
Yeah. And you think about it too. If they tried to go too traditional, old-timey with a brand new team in a city that's never had baseball before, it would be fake anyways. So why would you do that? This stadium, if they can do this, if they can pull this off, obviously these are just the renderings of what it's supposed to look like one day once they build it. But if they do this, it'll be hard to say it's not the new coolest stadium in baseball.
It'd be pretty hard for them to put a traditional baseball stadium next to the Sphere in Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium and all that. That would look ridiculous.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Congratulations once again to 21 Pilots on their Battle of the Buzz win on Apollo LTD for getting a lot of votes. And thanks to everybody who contributed to all of those votes. Police in Russia are on the lookout for a man. They are questioning a man after he drunkenly rode a horse into an apartment building at 3 a.m. and took it up to the 5th floor. You want to know why he did this?
Tell me why.
Of course you do. You don't have to answer. I know that you want to know. He did it because he wanted to apologize to his wife. So he thought he could ride in, and this is a quote, as Prince Charming to their 5th floor apartment and make amends with her that way.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Prince Charming?
Yeah.
Prince Charming's never showed up drunk.
Yeah, that's not usually in the movies.
0% chance that's happening.
Not really a fairy tale. That's not really a part of the fairy tale. Also not really at 3 a.m., I feel. And what's funny is he tried to get the horse into the apartment building. By the way, the horse went to the bathroom right at the front door. So
well, at least he got that out of the way.
Yeah, that's right. Before it was all the way upstairs. But the other residents of the apartment building, not exactly pleased about that. Then the drunk man struggled to ride the horse. He eventually gives up on trying to ride it through the building and instead leads it through with the little rope thing, the little thing that's attached. What is that called? Bridle, something like that.
The lead.
Yeah. You lived on a farm. You should know. So he leads the horse through. He tries to get the horse into the elevator. Doesn't fit. So then he leads the horse up all five flights of stairs to the 5th
I
floor.
can't believe he thought he was going to be able to ride it upstairs. That's crazy.
I guess it's not a very big horse, but I can't believe that a horse even fits in an apartment building at all. They could even maneuver in the stairs.
It's hilarious he's watching him try to get on because they have video camera of him trying to get on the horse time after time in the little lobby area, which is a tight space.
Yep.
Him thinking that he was going to hop on this horse and ride it up to the 5th floor is crazy.
Yeah.
Up the stairs. No chance that's happening. Can you imagine?
Yeah, he would have been bonking his head probably.
Yes. And the horse is not going up those stairs without you pulling it up there.
Uh-huh. The horse doesn't want to be involved.
And then what does the wife say when you get up there?
Apparently, she took video of it as well and posted it, and she was really just as confused as everybody else was, I believe. But we do have a lot of questions left at the end of the story. What was he apologizing for? What had he done that he thought this would be the appropriate way to make up for it? And then furthermore, did she take him back or not? We don't have answers to those questions. Did this make things better or worse?
I also wonder the question of, where do you get a horse at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I do have an answer to that question.
You do? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm imagining him at like a bar or something, being really upset with himself, and then going like and stealing a horse. That's what I imagine.
I guess he kind of stole it. He took the horse from a farm he used to work for.
That's stealing.
So he had access. Yeah, I guess he snuck in at 3 a.m.
But he was going to
At 3
return
a.m.,
it.
who was going to stop him anyways?
Exactly.
Nobody's at the farm. Nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, I would say of the ways that you could try to make up to your girlfriend, this isn't the worst way. There's a lot of effort here.
Yeah.
I can see that he's trying.
He put a lot of thought into this.
Does she like horses? Is my next question.
Yeah.
Does she like love
Is she
them?
really into fairy tales? Is she always watching like The Princess Bride and Princess Diaries and other things about princesses?
You know what's funny is he convinced himself drunkenly that this
Yeah.
was the greatest idea of all time.
Oh, yeah.
You know when he was leading the horse like to the apartment building, he was like, she's going to be so in love with me. She's going to forgive me right away.
Completely forget about whatever it was I did.
Like him sitting at a bar by himself thinking, you know what? Maybe I should go get a horse is one of the craziest thoughts you could have.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, how much do you know about fraternities and sororities?
I've never been invited to one.
You never got invited? Is that how it works?
No, I think you have to apply and whatnot.
You have to, is it like pledge? Like what is pledging? Do you know? Like,
Pledging.
You went to real college. I went to broadcasting school.
Well, there's like bid day and there's pledging to these fraternities. It's pretty much like asking if you can be involved.
Uh-huh.
And then you go through a rigorous bunch of things to be able to be given the chance to be accepted in. Some people don't get accepted in
Yeah.
to their little club.
I feel like that would have been me. But I also don't know how it works. But I'll tell you, this is interesting. At the University of Maryland, a place close to my heart. I know many people who have gone there and graduated. But the University of Maryland has ordered all of its fraternities and sororities to stop throwing parties and recruiting new members. They basically want to halt all fraternity and sorority activity at this point. And there's not a lot of details given other than they feel like this is in response to some unsafe activities that have taken place by multiple chapters that have been conducting activities, they say, that have threatened the safety and well-being of members of the university community. And so I don't know that much about fraternities and sororities. Do you think they're going to listen? Because
Are they going to? They have to.
in the movies,
In the movies.
this is like there's some kind of dean that has like a vendetta against the fraternities and sororities. And so now it's going to be the fraternities and sororities, and like they have to come together and fight back against the man.
This isn't a movie. This isn't Neighbors.
They're getting threatened. They'll probably be like, if you do activities, we're gonna kick you out of the. You'll never graduate from this school again. And the fraternities and sororities are gonna be like, oh yeah, you don't understand. You don't believe in the power of partying or whatever. And then somehow that dean is gonna get fired. If this was a movie, that's what would happen.
But unfortunately, this is not a movie.
Yeah, this is real life.
So it seems as if they're probably going to halt the recruiting process.
Yeah.
It seems as if it's the typical story of people are getting hurt, people are getting injured,
Hazing, possibly.
hazing always in the mix.
You ever been hazed?
I've never been hazed. They love throwing fraternity and hazing hand in hand.
Yeah.
They love tossing that out there. So for Maryland, not looking good. The whole stopping recruitment, that's a big deal. Many of these things, a lot of times you get suspended.
Yeah.
But there's times where you just have to stop all your activities you're doing. But stopping recruitment is a big deal. That means they want to stop having fraternities and sororities all together going in the future. For a school like Maryland, that big, it feels like a hard thing for them to do.
Yeah, they must have done multiple of these fraternities and sororities. Everybody's guilty, apparently. They must have done some wild stuff. But they won't say they won't say what it is at this point.
It always comes out.
We'll find out.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Would you rather give up caffeine completely for the rest of your life or give up desserts? We got to qualify. What counts as dessert, Isaiah?
Cookies, brownies, cake, chocolate.
Chocolate. Is that like candy bars? Candy bars count as dessert? You give up dessert, no more Reese's? I think it should. I think sweet snacks.
Sweets, donuts, out.
Twinkies,
out.
Caffeine, I mean, we all know what caffeine. But maybe we don't. Maybe we should clarify on the caffeine too, because there's probably some people that are like, there's caffeine in chocolate. So if you give up caffeine, you're really giving up both.
We're talking drinks
That
here.
doesn't count. Come on. We're talking energy drinks, soda, coffee, tea, that kind of stuff. Let's not get technical. This is Would You Rather Wednesday. It's a hypothetical.
I feel as if I know what I'm going to lean towards early on in this one.
I have an early lean as well, but I don't know. I don't know that I don't know if I'm solid in. I'm not going to dig my heels in yet. I'm willing to see what other people are going to say at 8772 Radio U and see if that sways me a little bit.
Because I indulge in both of these a lot. I love desserts, but I also drink a lot of energy drinks, like more than I think people realize. I drink like an energy drink almost every single day.
Yeah, I don't really see you drink many.
I don't drink them in the morning. I drink them in the afternoon time when I need that second boost.
Yeah,
I drink it. I would say the last 14 days, I've probably drank like 12 energy drinks. I'm almost one a day, which is bad. I know, but it's just the routine right now.
Yeah. Well, you think one other thing we didn't mention, I don't think, ice cream. And I know you love ice cream.
Out.
Yeah, that could be tough. So which side are you on? Would you rather give up all caffeine for the rest of your life or all desserts? 8772 Radio U. Let us know which way you're going. We'll see what people are saying coming up next. And Would You Rather Wednesday.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
Would you rather give up all caffeine or all desserts? And this one has really struck a chord with the Radio U listener base, the public. We've got people like Jeff chiming in saying, simply, I need my chocolate. So he's given up caffeine, it sounds like. Tim says, dessert because at least caffeine is in healthy drinks like tea, ? Is tea that healthy? I mean,
it feels healthy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel healthy?
Let's be real here. At least tea, surely healthier than any dessert.
True.
That's what makes them desserts. They're unhealthy. Regina says, as long as I can wean myself off of it, I would choose caffeine. But right now I get headaches if I don't get caffeine. That's something to take into account. But we're talking the rest of your life. That, getting headaches, that lasts a week when you wean yourself off.
A month.
Yeah.
A year.
Mike says, easy. Goodbye desserts.
Taking caffeine.
Sticking with the coffee and Mountain Dew. Susanna, this is one of the closest ones to how I kind of feel. She says probably caffeine, though I love coffee way more than desserts, but I don't mind decaf. Where does decaf fall in? Because who hasn't heard this? You having trouble sleeping? Don't drink coffee before bed. Not even decaf because it has caffeine in it too.
I don't drink decaf.
I feel like if you include decaf and you're a coffee drinker, then that's a cheat code for this Would You Rather, this scenario. I feel like decaf, like if you're giving up caffeine, decaf coffee also counts.
But what about Diet Pop?
You can drink Sprite.
What?
Sprite doesn't have caffeine. You can have Sprite and ginger ale. But Coke, caffeine-free Coke, no.
You can't have caffeine-free Coke?
No, you can't.
There's no caffeine.
That's a cheat code because almost anything with caffeine has a non-caffeine version. So you're just cheating the whole game if you play that way.
I would have let you guys have your crappy diet pop and your crappy decaf. That doesn't bother me.
Billy says one word, coffee. Does that mean you're giving it up or you need it?
Well, he clarifies here.
Oh, okay, here we go. Pop and energy drinks are easy to give up, but coffee versus sweets is a different beast. Decaf coffee does have minimal amounts of caffeine, he clarifies. All right, which way are you going?
I'm getting rid of caffeine.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. See, for me, so much of I get no joy. And as you know, in the mornings, I don't even drink coffee anymore.
You've given it up.
You guys are getting all natural, I say here. This is a natty version. I just wake up and I'm just revved up to go.
Has he sounded a little better the last couple weeks?
I'm just ready to rev it up.
He's been drinking orange juice instead.
I have been. I don't drink pop as is now. Energy drinks are going to be tough because I love energy drinks. But I get so much joy in desserts. Like on the weekends, desserts are like my fun. Making brownies and cookies.
Yeah.
That's like my fun thing to do on a Saturday night. And so I'm not giving that up, unfortunately. Cheesecake, not giving up cheesecake. Yet again, that's one of my fun things on the weekends. When I go, you're telling me when I go to Thanksgiving, I'm not having apple pie. That sounds crazy. Christmas, I'm not going to have the cookie desserts. That sounds crazy. Also, I can have coffee in the morning. For me, coffee's not that. I mean, yet again, I know people love coffee. For me, not doing it for me.
Yeah. As far as for me, what would be easier to give up would be. Actually, I don't even know. See, the thing is, I don't feel like I eat a lot of desserts. I really don't. Like Halloween comes around and we get candy and whatever. I never finish that. It doesn't even tempt me, especially once the Reese's are gone. Even Twix, which I like Twix, but I'm not like constantly looking into the bowl going, all right, let me go grab the Twix every now and then. So I don't think that, but like when it's somebody's birthday, would it not be hard to just be like, nope, no cake? But then coffee, giving up coffee, that's an everyday thing, but I feel like I'd get used to that. I think I started leaning, giving up desserts. I think I'm going to stick with it.
You're giving up desserts?
Yeah, I also think for health too. I don't think the amount of caffeine I drink, the amount of coffee and stuff, I don't think is that detrimental to my health. But even like a little bit of cake and ice cream is not good for you. So I think health-wise, I think giving up dessert is the way to go.
Yeah, I think I didn't even want to delve into the health thing because I feel like either way, it's kind of a lose-lose.
Yeah.
With everyone's going to tell you energy drinks are probably the worst thing you could ever put in your body.
Yeah.
And then they also say that cake is the worst thing you could put in your body. So
yeah.
Both ways there.
Not a lot of redeeming factors either way.
Nope, either way. I mean, it's just your preference. A lot of people are saying, like Chase says, most people's coffee is dessert. It's your breakfast dessert.
That is true. But we're not doing that kind of loophole though.
Yeah, no, of course not. He's just saying.
But it's a good observation.
Yeah, it's a good observation.
Some people drink so much nonsense in their coffee that it's not even coffee anymore.
Like that Starbucks, baby. You go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
That is a dessert.
Yeah. A quick couple other good thoughts here. Robert, good morning, fellas. Although our bodies probably are addicted to sugar and caffeine, I'll take coffee. And TJ says, outside the box thought, need to give up on expectations. Unfair to expect anything and set a predetermined bar on someone else. The expectation isn't met. Okay, TJ.
I'm going with getting ready to have coffee.
Yeah.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
A naturalism group in Pennsylvania making headlines for an event they have coming up. You know what naturalism is?
Naturalism.
Yeah.
Natural, baby.
Yeah. Could I have said that in a creepier way? You know what naturalism is? Could not be weirder. This Pennsylvania naturalism group, they have I'm not going to say the actual name of it, but they have a naturalism bowling night coming up.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Doing it.
For the little club.
Bowling in the nude.
What did he say?
Bowling in the nude.
Yeah.
That's what naturalism means.
Yeah.
Does naturalism mean nude? Mean nude.
Well, yeah, because that's how you are. You're naturally naked. It's a I can feel like I can imagine one of their adherents saying this. It's unnatural to wear clothes.
No, it's very natural.
It's unnatural.
I feel very comfy right now in my nice little hoodie.
Yeah. It's coming up. It feels like a weird, it feels weird to imagine people bowling naked. I'll say it.
I mean, of all the things for them to throw a little fundraiser for,
Yeah.
I mean, why'd they pick bowling?
I don't know.
It
'Cause
seems
that
like a
was
really odd one.
That was the venue that would allow them to do it, I guess.
I
They
guess
probably
they're
were
all
calling around
enclosed.
all the different fun little things you can do as a group. And the bowling place is the first one that said yes. The axe throwing place said no, you must be clothed. The
Skating rink? The skating rink makes way more sense.
The roller rink.
The skating rink would be way better. Now, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Oh, the
ice rink or the roller rink?
I think roller.
Roller would be great.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get the right music on in there.
Uh-huh.
A little disco vibe. I think that makes a lot more sense than the bowling alley.
Yeah. You think
seeing people fall naked way funnier than seeing people roll.
That sounds much more dangerous to me.
Seeing someone roll a gutter ball versus falling down while skating, I'd rather see them fall down while skating naked.
I just think naked bowling much less risky.
I know, but that's the fun of it, Hud.
Yeah.
I want to see the
maybe as a naturalist, as a nudist, one of the things that maybe I wonder if naturalists hate being confused with nudists because they're totally different. In some
completely
way.
obviously.
I don't know how, but they are. But maybe as a naturalist, as a nudist, you learn there's some activities you just don't, even as much as you want to be naked, you just don't do them naked. And I feel like skating might be one of them.
I think that's another one. At where I grew up, we had a bowling alley,
Yeah.
a skating rink, and a pool all in one complex. I think the skating rink and the pool both make for way more sense.
The pool makes way more sense. That's
Way more
probably
sense.
very common for that.
In the summertime, though, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's March. Obviously not. We're not ready for the good old swimming.
Yeah.
For the naturalist
Not in
swim.
Pennsylvania. What about, this is real trendy now, indoor skydiving. Have they thought about that?
You got the air.
Yes. All the ripples, all of the stuff flopping around.
But that's natural as it gets.
Yeah, that's right.
Indoor skydiving. That's a good one. You need to pitch that to them.
I think, I could bring in a whole lot of new members.
It says anyone who wants to shed their clothes needs to purchase a $25 ticket in advance. Does that mean that you can go and not shed your clothes if you don't pay $25?
And would you?
Who would?
Who would?
You would look
Because
weirder.
I imagine, like,
if you're the one guy not nude at the naturalist event, you're the weird one.
Are you frowned upon? Yeah, you're the weird one.
Yes, you're 100% the weird one. What are you doing there? You're not participating.
Yeah.
What in the world are you doing at the bowling alley?
It's one thing you show up to the bowling alley and you're like, oh, this is league night. I've messed up. I can't, not a lot of space for me. Way different. You show up on naked night. You didn't even know.
Jeff says you can't skate or bowl. You'd have to put shoes on.
Not complete. That's true.
But you're going to be
Good
running
call,
around in there
Jeff.
barefoot?
You can't do that. That's not natural at all.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.